We are live in the Circle Leadership Headquarters studio. Normally live at 7:30 this morning, but because I was with clients this morning, the Australian Wildlife Conservancy this morning, we're there, spending the day with them in their strategic planning process. Didn't get to go live, so back here in the office, and I thought, what a great chance for me to jump on and go live today, and still not miss a whiteboard session with Dave. So welcome to Whiteboard Wednesdays with Dave, and today, I wanted to really just simply show you how easy it is to build the depth of engagement in your organization for your team members, but at the same time, help them to understand why they matter and why their work matters. Now, mattering is a new word that's going around these days about making people feel like they matter, which is really important. And we should have been doing this for decades, years, centuries. But I'm going to share with you a simple process on how to help people understand why they matter and why their work matters. But at the same time, I'm going to share with you how to build a depth of engagement in your organization as well. Because the other thing that's been bounced around lately is quiet quitting. So quiet quitting is just a new word or new way to describe disengagement. It's people who are just quietly quitting. They're slowly but surely just giving up, but not saying a word, and just doing the bare minimum that they need to until they find something else. Now that is the same as disengagement. So it's a new word or new way to describe employee disengagement. So if we want to look at disengagement, I'll show you how to create or depth of engagement in your organization and mattering. So people also understand why they matter and why their work matters. If you're excited by that, this is what this whiteboard session with Dave is going to be all about today. And why waste another moment? Let's jump straight to the whiteboard. So we're going to get in here. This is the model I'm going to share with you. Now, when you think about organizations, we want to really take a look at your organization, and that's the place where we're going to start here. So let's go organization or company or business. So we're going to work with the individual first and foremost. I'm going to share with you how to help them to understand mattering, and then I'll show you where it ties into engagement. So the first thing we want to do is ask our team why the organization matters. Why does our organization matter? Okay. This is what we want to be able to ask your team. So why do you think our organization matters? I did this exercise with an organization on Monday, and I've done it with another one on Tuesday. So it's really a very hot topic. So this is the simple process. So why does our organization matter? Now, it's not for you as the leader to tell that person why the organization matters. It's for you to ask the person why they think that the organization matters. And when you're very clear on the sense of purpose you have for your organization, so this is why our organization exists. This is the problem we're passionate about solving in the world. Why do you think our organization matters based on that? Right? Because this is based off of our purpose. And then once you've got that clear and they've answered that question for you based on how they see why the organization matters and the work that we do in this world matters, then what you want to do is help them understand, why does their role matter? So once they've answered that question in their own words as to why the organization matters, we want to then ask them, well, then considering what their role is in this organization, why do they think their role matters in relation to that purpose and that the organization matters? So they're building this sense of connection. Because one of the things that people look for in their work is a sense of meaning. I want to do meaningful work that is full of meaning. And this is how we start to develop that sense of meaningful work. So why does your role matter? In context to why the organization matters. And then let them answer that in their own words as well. Now they know why the organization matters to them in the sense of the work it does in the world. They now know why their role matters and why their role is so important. So now all of a sudden I understand I have meaningful work. And then the last thing we need to ask that person is, why does that matter to you? And this is the real critical component here. So why does that matter to you? What does that say about you, to you? How does it make you feel about the work that you get to do in this world? So can you imagine when somebody can sit there and they can clearly articulate to you why the organization matters in terms of its purpose and why that's so important in the world today? And then now I can connect my role to that organization. So now I understand at a deeper level why my role matters so much. And then guess what? Then I can go, well, why does that matter to me? How does that make me feel? What does that say to me, for me, about me? And a matter of fact of how important the work I get to do, not only in my role, but what does it say for me as a human being? All right. Now, one lady I spoke to, based on the organization they were in the end, it was like, I get to protect the things that I love most. So why does it matter to her in terms of what it says to her, for her? She gets to work in a role in an organization that allows her to protect what she loves most. So can you imagine when every single person in your organization can understand why the organization matters, why their role matters, and why that matters to them? This is how you develop mattering. Now, as a leader, I mean, that's not the fundamental be-all and end-all to mattering. Of course, you need to allow that person to be able to express that excitement and interest and energy in your organization. Yes, you need to empower them to make smarter decisions, and you need to get them involved in decisions about the work. You need to be able to delegate outcomes and not task them, all these things we talk about. But the first and most important thing is getting them to understand why their work matters and why that matters to them. Now, how does this apply to engagement then? So that's mattering. So how does this apply to engagement? Well, what we're looking for then from an engagement point of view is every time you work down that scale there, so we now know why the organization matters, I know why my role matters, and I know why that matters to me. That is building this depth of engagement for that person in the organization. Because this is what happens. So now I know why my role, the organization matters. I know why my role matters, and I know why that matters to me. I now have a personal connection, and this is the important part, a personal connection to our public sense of purpose. So our public purpose that we put out there for the world to see and understand why we do what we do. I now, as an individual in this organization, have a personal connection to our public sense of purpose. So it's great to say that people love to be able to work at the place that they work at. It's great for people to say, I love the work I get to do. And then the last part is, you know what? I love how it makes me feel knowing what that means to me in terms of the work I get to do in this world. So not only do I love the work I get to do, but I know how it makes me feel, and I know what it says about me or to me when I do that. And this is how we build depth of engagement in our organization. It doesn't have to be complicated. Help your team understand from their perspective why they think the organization matters. Connect their role to that. Why do they think their role matters in context to that? And then why does that matter to them? And then get them to do that. Then help them understand that they now have a personal connection to the public sense of purpose. And they are much deeper engagement in the organization and the work they do. And if they can't see that, you'll know whether they're disengaged. If they can't find an answer to that and you're not able to help them do it, well, then this probably isn't the work that they want to do in this world. And we should then help them find what that might be. So if you want to create employee engagement, you want to help your team understand that they matter and their work matters, this is how you do it. Okay, so if you'd like, this template is a very simple template. You don't really have to copy. You can just go through this exercise, take this, but sit down and have a one-on-one with every single person in your organization and ask them this. Here's the kicker, though. You have to do it for yourself first. You need to understand why you think your organization matters as the leader or owner of it, why your role matters, and why that matters to you. So that when you're sitting down with your team, you can help them understand what that looks like to you, and then ask them the questions and help them discover those answers for themselves. Okay. So this is the fundamental, simple way to start looking at mattering and building a depth of engagement in your organization that transcends wherever it is today, where we can have employee engagement rates going up and people feeling like I'm important and I matter and my work matters. Wouldn't you love to be a part of a team where you felt that way? Wouldn't you love to have a team of people who felt that way? All you have to do is this exercise. So, Whiteboard Wednesdays with Dave, quick one, 10 minutes or less. We got it out. Please, if you have any comments, thoughts on this, let me know. Any questions, and I'll be able to answer them. If you'd like this template, Just put hashtag mattering in the comments and I'll get you a copy of the template as well. Until next Wednesday, this is Dave out.